If random onlookers that day were able to see the threat a full 26 minutes before the president's detail, why weren't the Secret Service or local law enforcement able to? To help us get to the answers, we have, or some of these answers, we have former Washington Post investigative journalist and author of the book First Family Detail, Ronald Kessler. Thank you for joining us.
Good to be with you.
I want your take, first off, as a historian. You've studied these big moments in history. In particular, you've studied it from the standpoint of the Secret Service. I'm hearing from people inside that morale is at an all-time low inside the agency.
Well, morale is always low there, unfortunately, and that's certainly part of the problem. The Secret Service has long had this attitude of we make do with less. In other words, we're so great, we take pride in not spending money. So the result is they're totally undermanned, and the whole budget of the Secret Service is equal to the price of one stealth bomber, and half of that goes for investigating financial crimes and counterfeiting, and so they're just totally strapped all the time. But beyond that, of course, in this case, it was just idiotic. First of all, the Secret Service should not be relying on local police except for directing traffic and controlling crowds. But again, they were understaffed and obviously didn't know what they were doing. And so they did not have Secret Service all around the perimeter. And then, of course, when the gunman was spotted by spectators, Secret Service agents should have been in the crowds and picked up on these warnings. That, again, is a standard procedure and was not followed. As soon as there was any report of a gunman anywhere, the Secret Service should have evacuated Trump immediately. That would be standard procedure. You just get him out of there. You don't take chances. You don't go looking at the roof to see if it's sloped. And that brings me to the most shocking thing of all, which is when the Secret Service director, Kimberly Cheadle, appeared on ABC this week. She said, first of all, she covered it up, and she said, well, we didn't have anybody on the roof because the roof was slanted, so that could have been a danger. Well, it was hardly slanted at all. Just insane. Having done 3 books on the FBI, I can tell you they never would have put up with any explanation like that. Can you imagine the hostage rescue team saying, oh, we're afraid of going on a roof because it's slanted? And it wasn't a communication problem because or it shouldn't have been anyway, because they do share a command center with local police, but they were all asleep apparently. But the number one blame goes to the Secret Service, and this whole attitude of we make do with less and covering up, and it's something that I've written about it for like 2 decades in my 2 Secret Service books. There was a very impressive commission established, which I quote in one of my book, in my First Family Detail book, which had a lot of solutions. One of which is to bring in an outside director who would not be part of this culture of we make do with less and covering up. Several Secret Service directors have lied to congressional committees, which I cite in the First Family Detail. For example, when Gonzalez penetrated the White House, the Secret Service director, Julia Pearson, said, well, he was not armed and he didn't really get inside. That was a lie. They knew right away he was armed with a knife and that he penetrated all the way to the other side of the White House. And yet she said publicly this total lie.
For all our viewers asking where One America News is heading in the future, we would like to introduce you to OAN Live. OAN Live is the best way to stay up to date on all of the hard-hitting, straight-shooting, national and international headlines. And the best part is, OAN Live is only $4.99 per month. All the credible, honest, unbiased reporting One America News offers at a fraction of the cost of cable. Just go to OANN.com to easily sign up for OAN Live and stay informed.